Alright guys, it's Capcom Tom here and welcome to what is going to be a questions and answers pack opening. So what I'm going to do is I've opened up a load of packs already. They're all down there just going on in the background, so you've got something to watch instead of just having to look at my ugly mug. But what I've done is I've gone off onto Twitter, got a load of people to tweet me questions using the hashtag AskCapgun, and I'm going to go through a couple of them and sort of just answer them, and maybe we'll just have a chat about, where my YouTube channel's going, blah blah blah, all of this, that and the other, and any questions that you guys might have. Now if you're looking to buy some Ultimate Team coins, go and check out FIFAUTonline.com, their link will be down in the description. A fast, cheap and reliable coin service. So our first question, I'm going to do one ginger question. That is it. That is the limit. I'm doing one because I've seen about 50 out of the 100 questions I've got are about my hair. I'm only going to answer one, and the one that I'm going to answer comes from Maverick HD. He says, how does it feel to be the biggest ginger-headed FIFA YouTuber in the community? Well, Maverick, I'm not the biggest ginger YouTuber in the FIFA community. That actually belongs to the title, or that title belongs to Jack54HD. So I don't really have to comment on that. And there's your one ginger question done and out of the way. So our second question comes in from Woody UTO, who says, hashtag AskCapgun, what/who motivated you to start YouTube? Now this was something that happened a long time ago. So my channel started up, had an absolutely huge period where I did no videos at all, and then I sort of started it back up, and ever since I've been, working pretty hard to keep it going. So back in the day, probably, well, during the year that COD 4 was at its peak, I was absolutely obsessed with the game. I was playing it, probably the best part of 100 to 120 hours a week, barely sleeping, just playing non-stop, and it was pretty unhealthy, but I loved the game and I just continually played it all the time. What happened was I was loving it. I went and looked on YouTube. I came across ZZIR Grizz's videos. He was doing no-scope montages, which was pretty new at the time, and it was probably around the time that he did his Last Stand montage, one of the best Call of Duty montages I've ever seen, and it really inspired me to go out, pick up a sniper rifle and start trying to kill people without using the scope. And it was like, it's just something that I sort of fell into after that. I mean, I was doing these no scopes, and I was like, well, what's the point of doing all this if I can't show anyone? I can tell people that I've done these shots, but they'll be like, no, you didn't, you're making that up. So what I decided to do was go out, get myself a Dazzle capture card for 20 quid, standard definition, horrible quality. It was awful, really bad, but I struggled through anyway. I had a grainy TV, it was standard def, it was just horrible to play on, and I got a lot of clips. I made some montages. They did actually very well. This was when YouTube was barely used for gaming, so obviously there were a lot less searches, or lot less videos coming up in the search results, and they got like about 60,000 views each, which was a hell of a lot for the time. So I was pretty happy with that, and I sort of did like 3 or 4, but eventually sort of people started cottoning on to the amount, this new area of gaming where you can make videos, and everyone became very obsessed. The Call of Duty community sort of got a little bit warped in some ways. They wouldn't accept, like just a no scope across the map. That's not good enough. You have to do like a 360 no scope across the map. And at the end of the day, it was taking me way too long to get any sort of like clips for these videos. And I was just like, well, I'm just going to have to put it on the shelf because I can't spend like 4 months playing to make one video. That just doesn't make any sense. So after that, I went off to uni for 2 years, and it was during the summer because university, you barely do anything. I mean, lectures you're supposed to go to, but you never really do. All you do is sit about and wong out and watch TV. And one of the summers, I was set up at my uni house. Everyone had gone home for the summer, but I had stayed up there, and I was like, well, maybe I'll just start making a few videos. So I got myself an HD PVR. I started playing Call of Duty, Black Ops 2. Played that for quite a while. My channel started to pick up a little bit. I think I had 1,000 subs to begin with already because of what I'd done on Call of Duty 4. I barely got any views. There are still videos back at the start of my channel that have like 20 views or 30 views or something like that, whereas now I'm obviously getting like the thousands, which is awesome. But back then I got barely any views. I struggled through that period. I had a little bit of help from a few people here and there. I featured certain other YouTubers from taking their gameplays off the I can't remember what it's called, off the vault or whatever they call it on Call of Duty, where you can go on, look at someone's gameplay and take it, record it all and commentate over the top, say what they were doing well, what they're doing badly, and obviously they come and have a look and comment on it, and that would sort of help build your channel. Eventually I was just like, Call of Duty is just not working, and when FIFA 12 had come out, I basically dropped a little well, I dropped the first ever episode of Making a Million, which was my trading series back on FIFA 12, and before I knew it, it had taken off. Like, those videos got ridiculous number of views. They were like, we're talking like some of them went over 100,000 views, which even now, like for me, if I hit 100,000 view video now, that is a very, very big video. I mean, I think I've got one video this year over 100,000. So, you know, I had like probably like 3 Making a Millions, a couple of squad builders that all went over 100,000. A couple went over, well, one went over 300,000, another one went over 200,000. So, those series and those squad builders really helped my channel grow to start with, and it's sometimes those lucky breaks that you really need to actually get started on YouTube. So, I know I've gone on about this for ages, but I know that there's quite a few questions about what motivated me to start YouTube, what people should do to start YouTube, and I hope that I've sort of boiled all of them up together so that you can sort of get a good understanding of how I started YouTube. And to be honest, I started YouTube for fun. There was nothing else to it, to show off really, show people that I could do no scopes and 360 no scopes and whatever else. I've just continued on ever since, because you know, I like putting up videos. It's a fun way to make a living, and that's what I just do full time now, because you know, you guys have given me such good support that I can actually do this as a full-time job. So there you go, very much thanks to all you. So the next question comes in from Muller Pim, who says, do you have a girlfriend? And the answer is yes, I do have a girlfriend. I met my girlfriend at university in 3rd year. We've been going out ever since, which is about just over a year now, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, it's been great. She doesn't want me to put her identity onto YouTube or anything like that. I don't think she's down with the whole, you know, revealing who you are to thousands and thousands of people like I am. But maybe one day I'll get her to do some sort of dual com or maybe a pack opening or something with me, where she can have a bit of a play around on the game and we can chat and you can ask us some questions or something like that. The next question comes in from Jess Evan Bommel 2, who says, what's your favourite player that still plays football? New sub, so want to know. So, my favourite player of all time is Ryan Giggs. Absolutely love the guy. I'm a Man United supporter, if you didn't know. I think he's phenomenal. He's been at the club for longer than I've been supporting them, which is quite a long time. I mean, everyone's going to be like, oh, glory, Hannah, but, you know, I've been supporting them since I was about 6 or 7. The reason I ended up choosing them as my team was because I live in the countryside in the middle of nowhere, and I don't actually have a local team. So I don't have parents that support football. My parents are both into cycling very heavily, but they didn't like football, so I had no influence as to what team I should take. I didn't even know which team I should, you know, pick to support. So I just went with the one that my friend supported, and he actually stopped supporting them, started supporting Gillingham. But I've continued on supporting Man United because I don't think once you start supporting a team, you should ever change. So that's why I support Man United, and therefore my favourite player is Ryan Giggs. But, you know, I love the whole, you know, 99 squad with Beckham and Roy Keane. Oh, just an amazing year, really, really good. Paul Scholes, obviously a big favourite of mine, sharing the same hair colour and all of that. But there you go, those are my favourite players. So I think I'm going to make this my last question. It comes in from Dan Ackerman. It says, hashtag AskCapgun, how did you keep your YouTube a secret at university? Now, Dan knows that I kept my YouTube a secret during university because he's been following me for a long time. The reason I actually kept it a secret, I only did it for 1 year while I was at university, but the reason I kept it a secret was because I didn't want to be defined by what I did. In my real life, I like people to, you know, form their opinions of me from how I act and, you know, how friendly I am or how I get on with people. I don't want them to immediately come in and be like, oh, that's the guy that does YouTube, he has so many subs, he's a bit of a nerd, blah blah blah. I don't mind being a nerd in any sense of the manner. I love what I do, but at that time, you know, university is a very sort of like shallow, I hate to say it, it's a very shallow place. It's all about, you know, looks and blah blah blah, your clothes, this, that and the other. And I didn't want to be, you know, defined as this person who does YouTube. I wanted to be, you know, the guy that went out and had fun, and that's how people saw me. So that's why I didn't tell people. The way I kept it secret was because, well, the way I kept it secret was I just did it in my room. I just play FIFA and then do a commentary, you know, at random times. I'd have my door locked, and if they asked me what the hell I was talking to or what I was doing in there, I would just say, oh, I was on Skype or something. You know, it wasn't that big a deal. They did eventually find it, and they actually sort of tried to publicly humiliate me by showing like a whole bunch of people at a party we went to, and I sort of flipped my lid and had a massive argument with them, all my housemates. But that's all in the past. We all got over it. You know, I think I overreacted a little bit, but you know, they should have just cut, like, when they found out, they should have just come to me and talked to me about it, instead of trying to embarrass me by using my YouTube channel. I mean, I'm not in the slightest bit embarrassed by my YouTube channel. I absolutely love it. I mean, now when people are like, oh, what do you do for a job? I'm like, this, and this. And then I'd say, what are you doing? And I'm thinking, shit, your job's boring, dude. I play FIFA all day and, you know, get to talk to loads of people on Twitter. Like, that sounds like a pretty good job to me. So, yeah, for that side, I'm very, very happy. But while I was at university, I didn't really want to, you know, be known as the YouTuber or the nerd or whatever it was. So that's how that sort of went down, and I think I'm going to end it there. So I hope you sort of have enjoyed the video. What I'm going to say is, if you can get this video to 1,000 likes, I will do another one of these tomorrow, or maybe the next day, or whenever this video hits 1,000 likes. I'll make another one, because I've still got loads of questions in front of me, so there's loads of stuff I can talk about. And I sort of went quite into depth about some of the questions that were asked. I tried to chuck in some short ones there, but I went into depth with like 2 of them, especially the ones about YouTube, because I know that a lot of people who follow me and watch my videos also try and do YouTube themselves, so they're asking, you know, for their own knowledge, and I like to help people out in that sort of sense. So I hope you have enjoyed the video, guys. Obviously, if you drop it a like, I will make another one for tomorrow. In fact, I may make another one for tomorrow anyway, even if it doesn't hit 1,000 likes, because yeah, just because I've actually enjoyed making this video. So yeah, drop it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and follow me on Twitter. It's @CapConTom. But other than that, I will leave it there, and I will see you all next time.